Good afternoon, my lovely followers. It's your queen, Sarah, and we are back with another video. We are back. I had a great weekend. I had fun. I had a bit of a long weekend, honestly. That's why you didn't get a video yesterday, even though the weather was pretty good and comfortable. Like, it feels great out here. It's not like super hot. It's fairly comfortable. And I just adore this kind of weather. But anyway, let's get to the topic at hand today, which I think most of you know what my video will be about. Obviously, due to recent events like the White House correspondent dinner hoax. That, yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about the hoax that was carried out in Washington by the regime, the fascist regime in Washington. And before I begin discussing that subject, I have a quick little disclaimer. Like, I do not condone violence. I do not condone what that guy supposedly did, if he actually did it. Which I don't believe it was real, but like, if it was real, I do not condone that behavior. I do not condone violence. Please don't take this as me condoning violence. I do not condone that kind of behavior. I just want to get that out of the way, because I don't want Spider Cash's Gestapo making an excuse to arrest me or anything. So I just want to say that I do not condone violence, and nothing in this video should be taken as me condoning violence in any form. Because I do not, okay? Just to make that perfectly clear. That I do not condone violence. Anyway, moving on. One more thing before we begin our discussion of the hoax. Let's briefly cover Sony PlayStation and that their greed, the corporate greed of these rich pricks, apparently knows no bounds. Because remember my rant on Friday where I was like screaming at them? I was so mad. Remember that? Well, apparently Sony decided to up the ante. Apparently Sony wasn't satisfied by just screwing us over, by forcing us to turn over our government IDs just to access features that we pay for every month. You know, apparently Sony was not satisfied with screwing us over. No, they had to do it even harder. So now, Sony PlayStation is going to refuse to allow you to access your digital games if you go offline for more than 30 days. Like, that's correct. For those of you who are paying attention, like, you just heard what I just said, okay? That is real. Like, they are literally trying to cut off access to the games that you paid for if you don't log in every 30 days. Like, I wish I was making this up. I'm not. That's what those greedy little turds at Sony want to do. It's like, are they trying to make PlayStation go out of business? Because honestly, I'm beginning to think that maybe I should have just saved my pennies and got a PC. Like, I don't really have room for one in my room as of right now, but I'd find a way. It's like, Sony just wants to be hated, apparently. Like when they said you will own nothing and be happy, apparently Sony took that 100% literal. Apparently, Sony took that 100% literal. And that they will be cutting off access to the games that you paid for if you cannot log in to the internet for more than 30 days. Yeah, so I guess if you're poor or just live in an area with bad internet, I guess you're just screwed, right? They don't care. They just want their money. You know what this is? This is so you have to buy PS Plus. Because you have to have PS Plus to be able to access the internet. So now Sony is making you pay them. They're extorting you to keep the games that you already pay for. Yay, wonderful. Yay, corporate scumbags. Anyway, now that I'm done with that rant, let's move on to the hoax. I tell you, folks, When I first learned about this hoax, I was laughing so hard when the news came out. I was just so excited. You know? It was hilarious. Like, I didn't take it seriously at all. I knew from the get-go that it was fake. That the administration just wants another... They just want the money. This is all about the fascist regime getting more money because the orange fascist wants to be able to build his ballroom. That's what this is about. It's a hoax. It's completely fake. It's a hoax. And it is a hoax so that the orange fascist can have his ballroom. That's literally what this is. And honestly, it's probably also a desperate attempt to prop up his failing poll numbers. Because all of his retard supporters are going to be like galvanized by this. They're going to be like, oh, Donald Trump, they tried to assassinate Donald Trump. We got to rally around him. He's a hero. He's a saint. He tried to sacrifice himself for us like Jesus. And yeah, you guys can call me accuse me of having TDS all you want. I don't care. It's better to have TDS than RDS, than DRS, you know? Dumb retard syndrome. Because that's what Trump supporters have. That they have dumb retard syndrome. And then that's what this whole thing was. It was his attempt to try and get funding for the ballroom and to galvanize what's left of his supporters into supporting him more. Because now that he's had another fake attempt on his life, like they're gonna rally around him like never before, and they're gonna, like, his wife, like that conniving Epstein queen, that conniving see you next Tuesday Epstein queen, you know, Melania. Like, she tried to get Jimmy Kimmel fired because he made a joke. That's what she tried to do. Like, these people are desperate. Like, they know they're failing. They know they're losing. They know they're going to go down with the ship. Politically, they know they're going to lose. They know they're not going to win the next election. They're going to get hammered in the midterms. They are. They're going to lose the midterms. We're going to turn blue. Because the Republican Party is full of failures and sellouts. The Republican Party is full of failures and sellouts. And pretty much everyone that had a brain has already jumped ship. The only people left who are still blindly supporting Donald Trump, even though he broke all of his promises to you people, and y'all still lick his boots and kiss his ass. The only people left are the complete retards. That's the only ones left. I'll be real with you. But yes, this event, this White House Correspondents' Dinner was a complete hoax. It was fake. And if you look up the videos on my playlist, on my Tangerine Tyrant False Flag playlist, like, you'll find that. Like, you can look up all this for yourself on my playlist. I have a bunch of videos from a bunch of independent media channels that explain this without the bias of the mainstream media. It's all fake. He just wants funding for his ballroom. That's all he wants. And they released some doctored AI footage of the supposed attacker. It's all fake. Everybody knows it's fake. Like, look, there's like pictures of these GOP people smiling after the event. They're just smiling like nothing happened. After a supposed attack. After a supposed assassination attempt. They're just standing around smiling with big old crap-eating grins on their face like nothing happened. Like, no, this is fake. I literally would be willing to bet money that this is fake. It's all fake. Fake, 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 fake. And to be frank, I don't care if people get mad with me for saying that. I don't care. I don't care if people get mad with me for saying that. It's true, it's fake. I don't believe a word of it. And I'd encourage those who want to learn more to look up my playlist. Maybe I'll post the name of it in the comments of this video so you guys know which one to look up. I believe it's my Tangerine Tyrant False Flag, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I just felt like I had to discuss that with you. The hoax, the ridiculous hoax that's being foisted upon us. Because the orange fascist wants money to fund his ballroom. And Congress wasn't going to give it to him. So this is what he had to do. And of course, the media and the MAGA-tards, they're all going to fall in line and repeat the narrative, because that's what they do. Anyway, I think I'm going to bring this to a close. Or at least start the process of bringing it to a close. Because I wasn't planning on doing a super long video today. Anyway. Sorry for the awkward pauses. I do that a lot. But clearly this whole thing was just a hoax. Like what the event, the hoax event that happened during the correspondence dinner was clearly a hoax. And if you want to look further into it, you can check out my playlist for that. Anyway, I'm going to bring this to a close. Thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe. All that streamer stuff. And we're off.